Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome on into the Monday edition here of the Payoff Pitch. I'm, of course, Jason. He's, of course, the Hockey Squirrel, and we're brought to you each and every single day by BetUS. There's a little link down in this video description. Go check them out. You won't be disappointed with their great sign-up bonuses and the fact that you can use that cryptocurrency like Squirrel. Let's get to tell me how your weekend was. Tell me what's going on. What's quick hits, man? Opening inning. What's going on over there?
Good weekend. Good weekend. Had a 4-1 on Saturday night. Actually, went 2-2 yesterday. Not too bad. Other than that, really pretty great weekend. Whether it was betting or real life. Went to a Twins game and I don't know, just hanging out.
Twins game burned me, man. I had that Twins run line. You went Friday night, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, against the.
They gave up a run from an error. An error.
Yeah, 2-1 game, right?
2-1 game. Lost that run line. So, hey, guys, this is the week to tail my bets. You know how sports bettors, right? You have like a week you're on fire, and then you go cold as heck. Or if you're cold, then you go on fire. I was cold last week. 7 days of losing money to get on board this week, boys. We're going to catch some fire. I'm excited. Can't wait.
Yeah. I've been there, man.
All right. Well, hopefully you didn't fade those Reds this weekend because they covered that run line 2 of the 3 games. So I just want to go ahead and point that out before we jump into the second inning. So, yeah. But now they're getting the Brewers, so maybe they're a good team to just go ahead and jump back on and start fading. They got a pitcher making his season debut. We know him. He's a veteran. He's actually a good guy, but I don't know. I just throw that out there. I'm going to throw that out there. Maybe every day that makes quick hits here in the first inning. I think that's a little thing I got going on here. All right, let's get to this second inning. We call it around the bases. We'll each take a couple games, and we'll, of course, break them down for you guys. Why don't I'm going to go ahead and kick it off first, just because I've got a game that starts at 11:05, so about 30 minutes here. This game should be starting. It's, of course, those Royals taking on those Orioles. I like those Orioles F5 team total over 1.5 runs. They got that at minus 140. You can now get a better price. People don't think the Orioles can get it done against Carlos Hernandez. Why? 4 starts. Every team has gotten 3+ runs. This guy is absolutely terrible, allowing 24 hits in 18 innings pitched, 13 runs. 12 of those have been earned runs. He's only getting 8 Ks in 18 innings pitched, and then you add in an additional 10 walks. Just a guy that is not commanding the zone whatsoever so far this season. And the Orioles come into this game with the number 3rd batting average versus right-handed pitching. They're 5th in home runs versus right-handed pitching over the course of the last 10 days. And their strikeouts have actually kind of calmed down. They now sit about middle pack when you look at them in the last 10 days. So a team that's striking out less, putting good contact on the baseball, including home runs, and you get a pitcher that's been absolutely struggling. Love the Orioles to get at least 2+ runs in that first 5 innings, and we'll bet that accordingly at minus 140. What's the game you want to talk about, Squirrel?
I was looking at the board and it caught my eye to take the Athletics and the Detroit Tigers under 7. I had looked at the first 5 innings, but something just didn't really quite sit right with me with taking under 3.5. Just seems sketchy if you're going to go under 3.5 for 5 innings, I might as well just extend it out and try to take the under 7. When you dive a little bit deeper, you're looking at Oakland as the absolute worst strikeout team in the league right now, 9.61 on the season. Over their last 3 games, 12 strikeouts per game. Just under Pittsburgh, which I think we're going to get to here in just a little bit. They're at 12.33 in the last 3 games. Pittsburgh not looking good. Just over 10.5 for Detroit. So strikeouts should be plentiful if that trend continues, which I see no reason for it not to with Paul Blackburn and Pinata here. But Blackburn there, I think, being the edge in pitching, should give the Athletics actually a bit more of a chance to win this game. And even in the bats, they're slightly better, but neither team is good against right-handed pitching. They're the 2nd and 3rd worst in the entire league right now, with a 178 for Oakland and a 191 batting average against right-handed pitching for Detroit. Just not good in the bats. The pitching should be decent at least to start here. The strikeouts should be plentiful. I just don't see it getting over 7 there at minus 110.
I think that's a great bet. Did the Tigers even score yesterday? And that was against Oda Rizzi. I think they got shut out 5-0. So, yeah, to your point, you got some Tiger bats coming in, absolutely struggling. Love that underplay. Let's tag team this next game because we're both on this over. We're on Marlins Diamondbacks. I'm going to give it out at 8 because that's when I had and sent the tweet out. I know Squirrel's going to go ahead and give it out at 8.5, but who cares? We both need 9 runs to go ahead and get it cash. I'll touch on a few things, and then you can add to it where you see fit. I just want to go right to these bullpens first. two crappy bullpens. Love that. Know how that's going to gravitate towards an over. And opponent's batting average, you got 28th and 25th. WHIP, you got 26th and 25th. FIP, you got 27th and 23rd. And for ERA, you got 28th and 25th. So, yeah, two bullpens that aren't going to be getting it done. And then these two teams just played the series prior to, so a lot of familiarity with these bullpen arms as well. And familiarity with these starting pitching. Castellanos on the mound there for the Diamondbacks got roughed up by these Marlins. He went clean ball, 5.2 innings pitch of clean ball. But we know how that's going to go ahead and revert back to now our favor. And in that game, we still cashed the over. In fact, in that previous series, all three games went over 9+ runs. Hernandez will be on the mound there for the Marlins. He got roughed up by these Diamondbacks. He gave up 5 runs in 4 innings pitched. What do you like about this over, man?
For me, it's just all about the pitching. I mean, there's really nothing in the bats that's exciting to me. But we've talked about before, if you're an MLB player and you come across bad pitching, you're most likely going to hit it. It's really about the bat or the pitching to me. And when I look at how many runs are being given up, especially by Hernandez, but both really, I think you can combine to just about hit this over, before they even get pulled, before they pull the starters. So, to me, it's just all about the pitching.
Yeah, and we're on the right side of this. There's even some 9s already out there, where you got to get 9 runs, to get a push. Those people would need 10 to get a cash. So we're definitely on the right side of this, and I think the information obviously supports it. So let's hit that over 8.5 runs in that game in Marlins versus Diamondbacks. Let's shut up and give these guys some pitching props. You want to go ahead and start? Let me go ahead and start off because this line is running. I gave it out at -120 on Twitter. I've been monitoring it. It's now -166. This is going to change, folks. It's Michael Kopech there of the Chicago White Sox. Grab it at under 5.5. You can still see 5.5s. Other books still have it at 4.5, though. This will quickly be at 4.5. It's cashed in 4 of his 5 starts, and he's not pitching deep at all in all of his starts. The most he's ever gone is 5 innings pitch. He's got really high walks. That's why he's not able to go deep in games, because his pitch count is getting up. Guy's got 11 walks in 23 innings pitched. Cleveland is number 1 in strikeouts per plate appearances at 5.94. That's number 1 in Major League Baseball over the course of the last 10. So a team that's not striking out, you got a guy that hasn't had 6+ in all but 1 start. Love this. If we look at the Guardians, in their last 6 games, they have not allowed a starter to have 6 or more strikeouts against them. So you may get your strikeouts maybe early on them, not often, but if they come early, and then they're able to get to these starters. So love it that no starters done it in the last 6. Hell, it could be last 7. At some point, you got to cut off your research and move on to another game. Maybe it's more than the last 6, but at least in the last 6, fantastic team and not striking out. So give me Michael Kopech there of the Chicago White Sox to stay under 5.5 Ks. What's one you like?
Of all the names, I'm a name guy. I like to get the pronunciation correct. This is one last name I still need to get down. Julio Urias?
Yeah.
Urias? I don't know. Anyway, it's the LA Dodgers pitcher. And they're going against the Pirates, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we already talked about they're absolutely at the top right now. Recently, at least 4 strikeouts per game with 12.3. Absolutely ridiculous. Then you're going to go against the Dodgers and that bullpen. Over 5.5 for me. I think it's just kind of a no-brainer in terms of a pitching prop for the Dodgers pitcher there. It's -120, but for getting 6 strikeouts for a team that's been striking out over 12,
yeah,
I'll go ahead and take that.
All right, let me piggyback on that one for a second, because the Dodgers are naturally going to be heavy favorite against these Pirates. I don't need to go ahead and hit you with that analysis. For you, an audience obviously knows that. But if you don't feel like doing the money line in a parlay, or if you don't feel like doing that run line because you didn't get on that value that I tweeted out earlier yesterday, you can take that same pitcher to be -105 to be the winning pitcher. I'll talk about this game a little bit deeper as it's in my 7th inning. It's my best bet of the day. But I think taking him to be the winning pitcher at -105 is another great look. Do you have another pitcher?
Not really, no. I like that one. And these early shows is just hard to get a lot of games that even have a lot of props out. Yeah. Okay. Not too much. No, I think that was my favorite one out of anything. Maybe you could take a look at Hernandez or Castellanos of that Marlins and Diamondbacks game if you wanted to try a walk prop or something. I don't expect them to command too well.
Okay. Yeah, no, it is tough. These props do come out a little slow. Let's give these people a long shot then here in the fourth inning. Which dog do you think can go ahead and pull off a victory?
I'm going to go back and say that Blackburn and the batting that I saw is slightly better for Oakland anyway, and I think that it should set them up into a position where they can pull off a win here against the Tigers. And at plus 105, I mean, it's not a massive underdog per se, but it is pretty close. I mean, I think it's a fair price. It's a fairly even game, but I think where they're going to get their edge just a bit is going to at least be in the pitching. So I would say the Oakland Athletics to get the win would be probably my underdog play today.
Okay, all right. I'm going to pick one that's not going to be popular, and I could really care less what's going to be popular or not popular. Trying to help the viewing audience out. I want to give you guys one. I didn't personally bet it, but I think this is going to be giving you guys some extreme caution. So when you stack those Giants up in your 10-legged parlay, and the Giants are the only team that doesn't come through for you, you at least got some fair warning here. Why do I like the Rockies today? Well, they're going up against a left-hander pitcher in Rodon. I mean, guy's going to be in a Cy Young conversation. We've talked about it. This is not just some left-hander. This is an elite left-hander. But the Rockies in the last 10 have the number one batting average versus left-handed pitching. They're hitting .364. They're number 4 in runs. They're getting 1 run every 3.6 at-bats. They only get a K every 7.33 at-bats. They're picking up a walk every 14.2 at-bats. And they've only hit into 1 double play in their last 66 at-bats versus left-handed pitching. The Giants' offense against right-handed pitching, because they're going to see a right-hander today. If you want to look at the various stats, it's somewhere around 10 to 15 across the stats. So they've kind of fallen back to the middle of the pack. Bullpen. You think Giants got the better bullpen in the last 10? You are absolutely wrong. They do not have the better bullpen in the last 10. Rockies are doing it better. If we go ahead, here, let me pull up these numbers here with you guys right quick. If we want to look at, I want to get you guys the exact numbers, because the Rockies, surprisingly, I was not expecting to see this. The Giants had the dead last in terms of opponents batting average. They're allowing a 329 opponents batting average. Rockies are at 261. WHIP, Rockies are at Rockies are at 1.6. The Giants are at 1.7. If you want to look at ERA, the Rockies are at 5.55, and the Giants are at 8. Rockies bullpen, at least over the last 10 days, is performing well enough with an offense that is hitting the left-handed pitching the absolute best it is. There's your warning. I didn't bet it. Maybe you sprinkle a little bit on it if you like the justification. But even if you don't do that, at least when you stack your Giants in a parlay, don't come crying when they go ahead and lose today.
Okay.
All right. We got fifth inning. We got keep swinging. What's I know it's a little tough again. Did you find any guys worth backing today? And with the stick?
Yeah, it's underdog odds for sure. I was looking at Christian Yelich going against Luis Castillo or the Reds pitching there. Not that the Reds pitching is great overall, but I do like Castillo. I know you were kind of telling me you're back and forth love-hate with him last year, I think there was. But yeah, I like Castillo from last year. I really did. And I know we haven't seen him this year, so it's a little bit difficult maybe to know exactly what you're about to see, what you're about to get. But 428 at-bats, and he has 6 hits, puts him at a 214 average, but you're getting plus 135 if he doesn't end up with a hit today. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's I know the Brewers have been swinging hot bats and whatnot, and kind of hard to go against them. But again, I don't want to pay minus 200 for something either. So as I was looking through, I just thought it was kind of interesting there.
Love it.
But yeah, other than that, I guess you could maybe back some of the White Sox players to not do the greatest, as they've seen Zach Plesac a lot. But haven't really particularly crushed him. I was looking at Jose Abreu, I think, was one, and Tim Anderson was another. Garcia, I think they've seen him all like 25, 28 times, and they think maybe they hit him 3 or 4 out of all of that. And that goes for all those White Sox players. So maybe something to kind of check into otherwise.
Like that right there. Just check that sportsbook on Michael Kopech. It's now at 4.5. That 5.5 is gone. You can get 4.5 at plus 130. When I initially did the research, I was looking at it at going under 4.5, and then I come across that book that had 5.5. So that was an easy choice. So anyways, just hopefully you guys grab that under 5.5 with me. I knew it was going to go in line with those other books at 4.5. Anyways, I've got a batting prop here, Squirrel. You're not going to believe this one. I've never given out this bet on this in show yet. How many weeks are we in the MLB season? This is going to be the first time I've given this bet out. I was doing this research yesterday when the kids were sleeping, and I was so darn excited. Noah Syndergaard, there of the Los Angeles Angels, he's allowed the most stolen bases. Most stolen bases in Major League Baseball. He's allowed 7 people to swipe a bag off him. He's had 3 of the 4 games that he's pitched. Guys have been able to take a bag off him. The Red Sox are the only team that have not taken a bag off him, or they didn't take a bag off him. They only have 4 stolen base on the entire season, which is tied for the least in the Major League. He's going up against these Rays today. The Rays have 20 stolen bases, which ranks second in the Major League. I think this is a perfect opportunity from a team that likes to steal versus the pitcher that's allowed the most stolen bases in the Major League Baseballs. We got to attack some of these Rays guys to go ahead and take a bag off him. I'm looking at 3 guys to put half unit on 2 of the 3 pending lineups. We're looking at Walls, Arozarena, and we're looking at Franco. Of the 2, I would gravitate towards Franco and Arozarena just because they bat higher in the batting order, so they should get more at-bats, and quite frankly, they're also better batters, so they should get on base. But those are the 3 guys I'm looking at. Walls and Arozarena lead the team with 4 stolen bases. Franco's right behind them with 3. Franco's perfect on the season, 3 attempts, 3 stolen, and so was Arozarena, had 4 attempts and got 4 stolen bags. You can get Arozarena at plus 425. You can get Franco at plus 1100. 11-1 on Franco. Love that. Walls comes in at plus 475. Again, I'm going to do 2 of those 3 guys. I'm going to do a half unit on each. Love that right there. I've not given out that angle. I started digging into that research yesterday and was just really excited that the pitching really matches up with a team that loves to swipe some bags. So let's go ahead and hope that those Rays can steal some bags today on Arenado.
Well, you're looking to get the Rays to steal some bases. I have my steal being the Rays in the next inning here. So
nice.
That does lead in perfectly. In terms of everything else other than the runner stealing bases, I think it's actually a pretty even matchup. You got Jeffrey Springs, who are expecting maybe 1 inning out of. I don't know who the primary pitcher is going to be after he comes out, because he's done this game after game after game, 1 to 2 innings maybe max. Sometimes 0.2 innings, 0.1, he'll start, and that's about it. So, it kind of hides the next pitcher, and perhaps, I think that kind of throws teams off, where you're expecting Syndergaard to go probably 6 innings, right? Something that he does quite regularly, 5, 6, and 7 innings in all of his games so far. So you know what you're getting, at least in that. You don't necessarily know what you're getting from the Rays pitching. And we can talk about both offenses are pretty great. I mean, you have Ohtani. If you saw that walk-off win last night, it was absolutely excellent. I had the over on that. Came down to the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs and 2 strikes, and Ohtani blasted to the wall to get that over for me. But again, these guys, Wander Franco and Arozarena and all these, it's just, I think it's going to be an offensive game, really, but I expect the Rays to come out on top, and if I'm getting plus money for them, I'll call it a steal.
All right, let's just hope they don't get a run in the first inning, because my steal is a Nerfie. This is, of course, where I like to go ahead and put those Nerfies in. I tweeted this play out yesterday because it was originally Kluber versus Syndergaard. This is where maybe if you guys place in baseball bets, if you want to give yourself some little safety net, when you place a money line bet in baseball, you can always have the listed pitcher be included. So if you were like to back the Rays yesterday, you would obviously select Corey Kluber, and you'd feel pretty good if you had Corey Kluber. You still feel pretty good today having Springs, as the Squirrel said, but you would feel a lot better if you had Corey Kluber. So just kind of keep that in mind when you guys place money line bets in baseball. If you want to protect yourself a little bit of late game changes, you can go ahead and do that. I no longer like this full game Nerfie, though, because we don't get Corey Kluber. So now I'm taking 3 teams to not score a run in the first inning. So we're taking we're just kind of going to 3 different games and plucking 3 teams. The first one's certain, the Rays here with Noah Syndergaard on the mound. He's given up 2 runs in 4 starts, albeit both those runs came against the Orioles in that start, and he allowed a walk, a hit by pitch, and 2 stolen bases. and then he only allowed one hit. It's not like the guy got beat up. It was just really bad control there with the walks and the hit by pitch, and then guys doing what they do against him, which is why he's leading the league in stolen bases allowed. So, and that one hit against the Orioles is the only hit that he's allowed all season long. So, the guy's just been really good so far in the first season. So, we'll take the Rays to not score in the first inning. We'll also go do the Cubs. The Cubs did not score in the first inning. They're going up against Mackenzie Gore. He's had 4 starts, no runs, 3 hits, 4 Ks. He's just been really good to open up his game. So like that. And then let's also do the Pirates. They're going up against Urias there. You've kind of mentioned him. He's been clean in 4 of his starts. Another start, he did give up runs, but they were all unearned runs. So the defense let him down. We can't control what the defense does, but if the Dodgers play clean ball in the first inning, we expect the Pirates to not score in the first inning. So take the Pirates, the Cubs, and the Rays to all not score in the first inning, and you can get that parlay at plus 112 for those 3 teams. So that'll be my steal. You'll have your money nice and quick. If you wanted to add in the Rangers, if you're like, give me another team, I want more odds. Okay, top in the Rangers. But to me, I went ahead and capped it at 3-teamer because then it got me odds that I felt comfortable with.
Sure.
All right, 7th inning, we call it coming to a stretch. It's time to give these guys our best bet on the board. What was your best bet today, Squirrel?
I know you talked about the other side. I'm not parlaying it. I'm not 10-teaming it by any means. Yes, I am actually parlaying it. Wait till the double play inning. But for this particular play, if you're going to play it straight, just a straight up play, I would go against your underdog play, and I'll take the San Francisco Giants on the run line at a minus 120. Rodon is somebody that I've just been, absolutely. I mean, why wouldn't you like him? And that is the scary part of taking the Rockies, right? And perhaps the Rockies are a valuable bet due to getting too many points for perhaps what they're worth. But again, if I'm looking for a win, this has everything I want. It has probably the best pitcher that I can think of right now in the MLB. You're getting a home team and a great offense. And I was listening to the numbers that you were giving out, and I just think that one thing to consider, even though those numbers do stand, things that you would look at in even other sports, and I know NBA does this, is the strength of schedule. Who have they been playing to acquire those numbers? And definitely the Rockies have had the easier schedule going against in their last 10, which was what you gave out, was against the Diamondbacks. It was against the Nationals and the Reds. So the Diamondbacks and the Reds being easier opponents, the Nationals being the hardest, I think, of those 3, just with the way that they've been batting recently. But the Giants, they've been going against the Cardinals and the Dodgers and the Nationals. And so I think that strength of schedule is a little bit harder for the Giants as well. Whether they've lost at home a few games to the Cardinals, obviously there. But I'm going to go ahead and back them today with Rodon and just say that, I'm looking for a win, and I think they get it done by 2. So.
All right. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I didn't actually bet the Rockies. It wasn't something that could actually get my money. So, yeah, I mean, sure. Rodon's not just some left-handed pitcher. That's kind of what I said in the start. So, love that. Right. Let's go ahead and get those Giants to cash right there. My best bet on the board is the Dodgers run line. Tweeted this price out at minus 118 yesterday. You can't find minus 118 anymore. But if you wanted to take, let's say, like Dodgers to win the 5th inning, like the 5th inning run line, sure, full game run line, like whatever. Just get on these Dodgers today. The Pirates have the 3rd worst batting average for left-handed pitching. They're batting 156. That's terrible. Yeah. They're obviously going up against that left-hander today. We've already mentioned that. To go along with having the 3rd worst batting average, they're not really drawing any walks. They're getting a K every 3.7 at bat. So Urias should just be motoring through this lineup. Should have no troubles. And then I don't need to tell our viewing audience that the Dodgers have the bullpen and offense advantage. No, I don't need to tell.
No, that being said, got an absolute killer on that line at minus 118. You said.
Got to follow me on Twitter, man. I always do my research the day before.
Crap.
So as soon as stuff comes out, I jump on it. And if I know a price won't last long, I tweet it. I knew minus 118 wouldn't be a long. I think now the best price is like minus 145. I think.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, I mean, I can't even get myself to get on that game unless it's in the double play inning, which I'll let you know when we get there.
It's in my double play inning. I mean, I just get behind the Dodgers
Why wouldn't
today.
It? Yeah, absolutely.
All right. With that being said, the 8th inning, we call it double play. We do give you guys a parlay. We understand people like parlays out there. What's my parlay is Dodgers Padres. What's your parlay of the day?
So I'm going to go. I have a run line parlay, which is actually a little bit harder to hit, but I'm going to take the Dodgers run line and the Giants run line both. That combines for a plus 209.
Oh, I was about to rub my fingers though, and that was gonna be a good price. 2-0 what?
209.
What's the curious? Did you just do the money line just to take out the win by 2 on each? What? Just curious.
No, but I can do that. If you wanted to do that, you would get minus 108.
Minus 108. Okay, so around even money, but not quite there. Okay, wow. Dodgers and Giants run line parlay comes in at plus 209. Love that right there. All right. Before we get to rapid fire, we'll talk about all these games on today's slate and kind of give you our thoughts on all of them. Let's give them our official bets. I got to move us over. Look at this, folks. I got to move us over because I've got so many bets. Look at that, folks. I'm sliding us over. All right, there are my bets. Or no, those are Squirrel's bets. And there are my... All right, I can move us back over a little bit. Let me run through mine first. I did that NRFI half-team parlay I mentioned. Again, take the Rays, take the Cubs, and take the... What was the other team? Rays, Cubs... Oh, the Pirates. Pirates, they're going to struggle all game long at plus 112. Take Kopak there, the Chicago White Sox, under 5.5 Ks at minus 120. Take that Orioles F5 team total over 1.5 runs at minus 140. Take that Marlins D-backs over 8 runs at minus 118. You can get that Dodgers run line at minus 118. And then these three guys, just know I'm not betting all three of these guys. I'm just putting them there with the information, letting you know I'm taking 2 of these 3 guys. Hopefully we take the bottom 2 guys. Hopefully we're on our Rosarena and Franco would be my 2 choice. Again, once lineups are out, I'll of course tweet it and you'll know which of those 2 of the 3 guys I'm on. So what are your bets today there, Squirrel?
So as I said, my two inning games, my 2 second inning games, I'm going to roll with both of them. So we're going with the Oakland and Detroit under 7 with Blackburn and Pineda. The batting's just too bad, man. Their strikeouts are unreal. Bottom of the board, both teams for being at the plate, and I expect the pitchers to take them down. So under 7 there at minus 110. Then Miami and Arizona with Hernandez and who's the Diamondbacks pitcher? I'm blanking.
Diamondbacks are throwing Castellanos, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Humberto Castellanos. Again, something I think you could combine probably the earned runs that are going to be given up and be pretty close to 8 by the time they even get pulled.
Right.
So something I just think is going to fly over, even with the bats not being particularly great. Again, you see bad pitching, and they should hit it. And lastly is going to be the Giants with Carlos Rodon. You get the Giants at home, and it just shouldn't really be too tough for them, I wouldn't think.
Nice. I'm looking to do last week when we did that Nationals Rocky series where we went 2-0 and taking overs in that series. Don't be surprised if you see that Marlins Diamondbacks over again tomorrow by me. Just don't be too surprised. All right, well, I jump on BetUS and pull up the live lines. We do have a hockey question in there if you want to type a reply to that guy in there. Let me go ahead and get on BetUS. We're going to talk about all the games today from a run line perspective, money line perspective, or over-under. We'll just give you our thoughts off the top of the head on what we think. The early game starts in 4 minutes. We got to give this pick out quick. Over-under of 7.5 and Royals versus Orioles. You got the Royals at plus 130. You got the Orioles at minus 150. To me, it's an easy over 7.5 runs play. Easy.
Yep, it's an over, and I think I tried to line up Carlos Hernandez and whoever the Orioles pitcher was. I had minus 130 on the Orioles, and I think that game got canceled.
Yeah, we remember this was the series last week on Friday's show where I told you I would take all 3 games and just bet the over. Unfortunately, it rained Friday and Saturday, and I could never get those doggone bets in. And then when Sunday happened, we didn't get the dream pitching matchup. It was like Greinke versus somebody. But anyways, yeah, that game should certainly go over. Rangers and Yankees are another.
Lyles was the guy.
Lyles, that was him, yep. Jordan Lyles, that's right. Rangers and Yankees are the only other afternoon game with an over-under of 7.5. You get Cortez on the mound versus Gray. Rangers are at plus 175. Yankees are at minus 210. I was a little conflicted on this game in terms of dropping them in my double play parlay. Don't be surprised if the Rangers snatch one. I like the Rangers plus 1.5 runs. Give me that Rangers run line.
Oh, I'm on the other side. I like the Yankees run line personally.
All right. Dodgers and Pirates, what else do we say other than just move on? Anything else to say about that game?
No, it's a run line play, but more so a parlay piece than anything because I still wouldn't pay minus 145 to win by 2.
Yeah. All right, Brewers and Reds. This is going to be a fascinating game. You got Woodruff on the mound for the Brewers, Castillo on the mound there for the Reds, making his season debut with an over-under of 7.5. Brewers are favored at -165. Reds come in at +145. Are we going to get the early 2021 Castillo or the late 2021 Castillo? That's the big question, and that's why I couldn't bet this game. I will bank on Castillo being who he is, which is more than likely good. So therefore, I'll take under 7.5 runs.
Yeah, even if it was a half unit thing, I might try to take a little stab at the Reds, dude. I really might. I understand it's Woodruff. I understand it's the Brewers. I know. But
let me know if in the comment section if anybody's on Brewers run line. Is anybody fading the Reds on the run line? Even though they went 2 of 3 this past weekend in covering, who's on the Brewers run line? Let's do Athletics and Tigers are up next. You're on under 7. I would join you on the Tigers under 7 or the game under 7. I'm going to also do Athletics +1.5. I think this is a nice spot for the Athletics. What do you like?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was my underdog play as well, remember? So
that's right.
Athletics money line or the under 7. You'd see either one or both, I think they're all good.
Guardians and White Sox got Plesac versus Kopech. We got an over-under of 7.5. Guardians at +155. Kopech at -180. White Sox are starting to trend up a little bit. What did I say on Friday? I said they would beat the series of those Red Sox at plus money. Swept those Red Sox.
Yep.
Give me that White Sox run line at +120.
Oh, boy. Could you see the Guardians winning even for less than just a unit? I mean, again, another underdog stab. Possibly. Might be what I try. I mean, not that I'm going to bet it, but if I were to take something in this game, I might, maybe like half unit Reds, half unit Guardians, just for the underdog chance.
White Sox are trending up, but the Cleveland Guardians have just maintained. They still have the 4th best batting average versus right-handed pitching. I mean, this offense is just staying steady. So I like your Guardians money line underdog pick right there. For Rays and Angels, you've got an over-under of 7.5. Rays are dogs at +110. Angels coming at -130. I'm conflicted because bullpen games you can get an advantage with the Rays. Maybe go Rays at +110.
Yep, that was my steal?
Steal, yeah.
I had the Rays, yeah.
Cubs and Padres, Kyle Hendricks versus Mackenzie Core, over under of 7. Cubs are at +145. Padres are at -165. I would do the Padres for sure. I mean, they're in my double play. I think they're, because of the price, they're only a parlay piece.
Yeah, I would look for a win, and this is a game. I think if I were into paying juice, I'd probably just take the money line on the Padres and just try to pick up the unit.
Yeah, and keep in mind, folks, when we talk about this, both of us kind of stay under -150. So when we say parlay piece, just like Squirrel said, by all means, if you have a higher cutoff, yeah, just take the Padres on the money line, of course. Marlins and Diamondbacks, other than us both liking over 8.5 runs, do we like a winner? They're basically both priced at -110.
If I had to pick one, I think I'd probably back the Diamondbacks.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I would. I mean, better offense.
I think Hernandez is worse by quite a margin. I would say Diamondbacks at home get the win if I had to pick, but I love the over better.
Yeah, love that over right there. All right, Phillies and Mariners. You got Suarez on the mound versus Flexen. Boy, Flexen is just not the guy he was last year. Over under of 7.5.
No.
Phillies at even money. That's my pick with that offense rather than the Mariners at -120. I would just take that offense at even money.
Okay. Let me pull something up really quick for you if I can. I was looking at the as the home team or home underdog, was it? Or what are they today?
They're in Seattle. The Mariners are favored at home at -120.
Mariners are favored. Okay, so as a home favorite, let me see if this is what it was. Seattle's 6-2 as a home favorite right now. So far.
Sure.
I don't know. I was looking at whatever. I liked the over a bit when I was looking at games earlier.
Yeah, I did like that over too.
I have multiple monitors, and I feel like I need more because I have so many tabs. It's unreal.
All right, the last game on the night, those Rockies and Giants. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope those Rockies cannot hit this left-handed pitching, and everybody will cash their parlay that they're going to have those Giants in, and Squirrel can cash those Giants run line. If I had to pick, I would kind of go over. Well, but I go, yeah. I mean, if I expect the Rockies to do good, I have to take over 7. It's a no-brainer for me because I do
Absolutely.
think the
And
Rockies will hit Rodon.
And that's correlation, right?
Right.
I mean, you would take an underdog with an over, so that's correct. And yeah, as I said, I'm on that run line. It's actually dropped to minus 115 now that I see. So,
Okay, good. All right, well, that's the
Cool.
show today. Anything else going over at the hockeysquirrel.com? You got some hockey bets or anything tonight?
yeah, playoffs have actually been going really
Cool.
well. Yeah, waiting for that Tampa Bay Lightning series price to come in. They tied it up last night, actually. So,
Cool.
waiting for that. And yeah, I mean, I've been hitting game totals, been hitting money lines, trying to pick and choose my spots, but that's been going really well, actually. And I mean, just yeah, the whole start to May has been excellent. I'm sitting here happy. So,
All right, we'll get over to
that's
the
over
Hockey
at
Squirrel.
hockeysquirrel.com, and yeah, that's monthly membership options are available there if you're interested. So.
All right, and that link to get over to hockeysquirrel.com is, of course, in this video description. Make sure you're following me on Twitter just to make sure which of those two guys I'm going to go ahead and take a stolen bag. And then, of course, I tweet out some nice, good value on Kopech and Dodgers Run Line. Make sure you're giving us both a follow on Twitter. All right, enjoy Monday's slate of baseball. Should be a nice night of baseball. We look forward to getting back in here with everybody on Tuesday, tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. And we'll, of course, break down the slate. Hey, hit that like button on your way out. Just saw somebody hit that like button because I got a little ding, ding. On your way out, hit that like button. We got 3 likes and we got 10 people sitting there. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Enjoy your Monday, folks, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Have a good one. Bye.